A group of friends came to the ski slope to celebrate the new year together. Kate films a vlog and introduces her viewers to her friends. The second girl's name is Vika. She has a boyfriend named Dennis. The fat man's name is Roma. Kate arrived with Kirill, and they recently broke up. They have to climb a mountain where they have to ride a funicular. They decide to stop and take a selfie with a beautiful mountain in the background. Kate's phone receives a call. A friend asks why Kate and Kirill spend time together. Kate reveals that she is pregnant and does not want to tell Kirill about it. The whole group comes to the funicular. Kirill says that he agreed with the technical worker, but he denies access and says that the funicular is not working. Dennis decides to bribe, and it works. The funicular turns on and a group of friends is ready to set off up the mountainside. But at the last moment, Kirill changes his mind about going because he forgot his bag. He asks Kate to come with him, but she refuses. Everyone except Kirill sets off. Kate is sad that Kirill did not go with them. Roma decides to approach Kate and says that he doesn't mind becoming her new boyfriend. She asks him to move away. The whole friendly company begins to prepare for the New Year celebration. They put up the Christmas tree and open the champagne. But suddenly the power goes out and the cabin stops. The worker immediately goes to fix the breakdown and he succeeds quite quickly. Roma decides to relieve himself and opens the door. At this moment, the cabin begins to move and he almost falls down. Kate takes the door key from him, so he can't do that again. Roma doesn't know how to entertain himself. He finds the bag that Kirill lost. He decides to see what is in it. He finds a bottle of alcohol and is very happy about this find. Dennis calls Kirill and says that they found his bag and asks if he can return to them. Roma says that Kirill could have bought a more expensive gift. Kirill gets angry and says that Kate can throw away his gift if she doesn't like it. It turns out there is a ring in the bag. Kirill was going to propose marriage to Kate. She tries to call him, but there is no connection anymore. Kirill's bag also contains a kite. Meanwhile, a man is at the base, checking the equipment, but his chain is pulled into the mechanism. The man tries to free himself and inserts an iron tube into the wheel, but this does not help him to save himself. The cabin with people stops halfway. Meanwhile, Kirill has already descended from the mountain and is trying to call Kate, but he is unable to do so. Roma says it's time to celebrate the new year. And only Kate stands aside and thinks about Kirill. They have fun, drink alcohol, and party all night. In the morning, Kate wakes up and doesn't understand why they are still on the cable car. Everyone else wakes up and notices that Dennis is gone. It turns out that he woke up earlier than the others and decided to climb out onto the roof. Meanwhile, two women come to work. They do not know that there are people on the cable car. The guys climb up to look around, but there is nothing in the area. Vika lights a flare and starts calling for help. Dennis says that now we need to act as a team and wait for rescuers. He says that we need to save water and not waste flares. Roma doesn't like the fact that Dennis decided to become a leader in their team. Vika finds climbing equipment and Dennis decides to try to descend, but Kate is the first to find the rope and hides it. They light a fire, which helps them warm up a little and finish their chips. 2 hours have already passed and they are starting to think that because of the holidays, no one will save them. Kate decides to give up the rope. Dennis volunteers. Vika is against him going downstairs. She tells Roma to do it instead. He insults the girl and Dennis starts a fight with Roma. Kate calms them down and says that she will throw out the rope if they don't calm down. Dennis begins to climb down the rope. He gets down low enough and throws his snowboard down. The snow begins to fall and a huge crevice forms in the ground. Dennis asks to raise him, but the others do not hear him and think that he wants to go down faster. Dennis tries to pull himself up, but he doesn't have enough strength. Kate holds the rope with all her strength. Roma takes out a knife and cuts the rope. Dennis falls down. Vika accuses Roma and says that he is a murderer. Roma tries to calm her down, but he fails. Vika takes a knife and threatens Roma, but soon she becomes ill. She injured her leg and is now bleeding. Kate and Roma try to provide first aid, but do it very poorly. Roma hears a helicopter and climbs onto the roof to attract attention. He calls Kate and tells her to light the flare. But she thinks for a very long time and climbs out onto the roof when the helicopter has already taken off. Roma accuses her of taking a long time to get to the roof. He pushes her, and Kate falls onto the hatch. They try to open the hatch, but it doesn't work. Roma comes up with a plan. He tells Kate to go downstairs and open the door with the key. The girl is afraid and says that it is dangerous, but Roma assures her that he will keep her. Kate still refuses. Roma gets angry and orders her to do this. Kate lights the last flower, but it quickly goes out. Roma starts a fight, but Kate fights back. Roma falls next to the false fire. His jacket catches fire and he throws it away. Roma breaks off the iron rod and plans to throw Kate down, but Kate manages to get to the door and open it. Roma remains upstairs and begins to break down the hatch, but soon it breaks the fastening and falls down. Katya loses consciousness. Meanwhile, Kirill is trying to get through to Kate, but he is unable to do so. He calls the hotel and asks if his friends are back, to which he receives an answer, no. He immediately gets into a taxi and drives back. Night falls and Kate wakes up on a cold floor. She hears strange sounds. Suddenly the bottom hatch opens and the embittered Roma grabs the girl. It was a nightmare. Kate wakes up and sees that her hand is frozen to the floor. She approaches Vika, but the girl is already dead. Kate takes off her jacket and puts it on herself. A snowstorm begins outside. The temperature drops rapidly. Kate pours alcohol on her hand and bandages it. She takes the snowboards, closes the hole in the floor, and turns on the garland. After a while, she takes off her friend's jacket and begins to light a fire. She is glad that she can warm up at least a little, but suddenly the window breaks and a strong wind puts out the fire. Another hour passes and Kate records a video for Kirill. She says that she loves him and tells him that she is pregnant. She says that she does not say goodbye and will fight for her life until the end. Kirill gets out of the taxi and starts running up the hill. He meets the Snowcat driver. Kirill asks for a ride up the mountain, but the driver refuses due to bad weather. Kirill decides to run upstairs himself, but the driver changes his mind and decides to help. Kate decides to climb out onto the roof and fly the kite, but the cabin begins to fall. Kate tries to open the hatch, and at that moment, the cabin falls. Meanwhile, the body of a worker is found at the base, and an alarm is sounded due to a broken line. Kirill asks the working staff if there were people in the fallen cabin. The women say that no one has been there since the new year. Kirill understands that his friends are dead. It turns out that Kate survived, but she is freezing. She flies a kite with a garland. Kirill notices the signal and goes to the back. He is trying to pull the iron pipe out of the mechanism, but he doesn't succeed. He asks the driver to help. Together, they pull out the pipe and launch the cable car. In the morning, rescuers arrive, and Kate miraculously turns out to be alive. And this is where the film ends. Write your opinion about the film. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.